So, the grand success of crash course given by IQRA in 2020 is destined to be repeated in 2021. Biggest gift of this program, biggest. In case you decide to join for the GS program next year, you will get this 5,000 relaxation. This course is also very good for new aspirants who are planning to give in 2022 and 23. For them it will be a boon. In this course they will know what exactly to do in prelims. It's not only for those who are appearing in 2021. It's for all the future aspirants. This 5,000 will help you to save at least your 50,000 and many of your mental hassle. As you took it happily last year, you will again come to us for the revision, for the preparation of this examination, and hope to see you soon in IQRA. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome to IQRA IAS, and today we'll be covering current affairs for the first week of March. And since March has started, तो काफी कम time रह गया for our exam. I hope you all are studying well and all the best for your preparation. So as always, without wasting any time, let's just directly get into it. And the first topic we have this week is Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. Alright. So हमारे exam के लिए what's more important, what is actually important is definitely to know the current dimension of this topic, but apart from this, the location becomes important. So this is the first point we must remember, that this biosphere reserve is located in Odisha. Remember, national parks, biosphere reserves, tiger reserves, they're always important for our exam. ठीक है, तो at least unka location you must know, the important ones at least, right? So Simlipal is located in Odisha. तो वहाँ पर अभी recently एक fire broke out हुई थी, तो that is why it was in news. Alright, it's a national park, along with it is a tiger reserve as well. It is a national park and a tiger reserve, and it is the 7th largest national park in India. Okay, and as we have discussed that it is located in Odisha. Alright, what's the the special things about this park is that it has a high, it is rich in biodiversity. जिसमें 94 species of orchids यहाँ पर हैं and 3,000 species of plants are found here, right? Sal is the dominant tree जो यहाँ पर मिलता है. Make sure that you remember at least अगर कोई important species, if any important species of plant or animal is found in that particular region or that particular wildlife sanctuary or national park, you must remember the name of it. They might directly ask you कि अगर if this is the species, tell कि ये कहाँ पर कौन से region में मिलता है. So that's how it is important. So apart from this biosphere reserve ये 1994 में declare हुआ था, and it is a part of UNESCO World Heritage World Network of Biosphere Reserve since 2009. So that was majorly all about this. So make sure you remember the location, and if there is anything important regarding any of the national park or biosphere reserve or wildlife sanctuary being mentioned in the news. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, there's one thing, one thing I missed here. I like to add in this कि यहाँ पर recently the fire which has broke out, ये fire तो लगी है यहाँ पर, but the core area of biosphere reserve was untouched by the fires. ठीक है, so this is good news for us. But यहाँ पर what is important for our exam is to know about the three zones we have in any park, that is the core zone and the buffer zone and the transition zones. Core zone, basically it is the innermost zone, as the name only indicates, which includes the protected areas. Then we have buffer zones, which surrounds the core area, and the buffer zone can be used for the experimental research or for the agricultural purposes as well at times. The third one is the transition zone, and this is the outer area of the reserve, right, where people live, they work, and all of those activities happen. So these are the three important zones we have. All right, moving on to the next one. Next is International North-South Transport Corridor. Okay, so this is also an important topic, especially for GS2, for international relations. Before we proceed with the current dimension of it, let me first tell you कि INSTC, that is International North-South Transport Corridor, है क्या? So it was basically started in 2000, the year 2000, and was majorly aimed at increasing the connectivity between the countries. And what all were the countries जिसकी connectivity increase करने के लिए it has started actually? So Russia, Central Asian countries, and इंडिया, कुछ रशिया और कुछ ईरान, कुछ यूरोप की कंट्रीज और सेंट्रल एशिया कंट्रीज़ को की कनेक्टिविटी और वहाँ की जो फ्रेट की मूवमेंट है, वहाँ का ट्रेड है, उन सबको बेटर करने के लिए, उन सबको इन्हांस करने के लिए, इन जनरल कनेक्टिविटी इंक्रीज करने के लिए. एंड ऑफ कोर्स इफ कनेक्टिविटी विल बी इंक्रीज, द ट्रेड एंड द अदर थिंग्स विल बी फॉलोड. So to increase the connectivity, it was proposed, was proposed in 2000. So that's the major idea behind this corridor. And let me, if we specifically mention the countries, so there are 13 countries, namely India, Iran, Russia, Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Kazakhstan, the Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan, Oman, Syria, and Ukraine. In सब में connectivity increase करने के लिए it was proposed. Recently, what has happened that India's foreign minister addressed the Chabar Day event organized at this. I'm sorry, this is a typing mistake here. So this is not a part of it. We'll be covering Maritime India Summit 2021 in our coming slides. So this is not a part of it. For this, you just abhi aap sirf wo yaad rakho that International North-South Transport Corridor, it started in 2000 और ये basically कुछ ये वाली countries के बीच में connectivity increase करने के लिए it was started. There's another thing, अशकाबाद अग्रीमेंट भी एक्चुअली एक कनेक्टिविटी मॉडल ही है, राइट? बट that is between the different countries, different from the north south transport corridor. So Ashgabat agreement bhi ek multimodal transport agreement hi hai, but this agreement is between the governments of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Iran, India, Pakistan, and Oman. Make sure that you remember that India is part of both of them. India is part of this also, the north south corridor, and India is part of Ashgabat agreement as well. So India is part of this as well, and major aim basically इनका वही है to increase the connectivity and thereby increasing the trade and the freight movement on all those things, right? So that was all about this topic. Moving on to the next one, we have Amazonia 1. तो रिसेंटली एक सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करी है इसरो ने. इसरोज पोलर सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल PSLV C51 इज द नेम ऑफ द लॉन्च व्हीकल. इन्होंने एक ब्राज़ील की सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करी है, Amazonia 1. I'll tell you इसको Amazonia 1 क्यों कहा है. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस 18 अदर सैटेलाइट्स भी लॉन्च करी है. तो इन ऑल 19 सैटेलाइट्स अभी लॉन्च करी हैं, राइट? PSLV C51 if we talk about, so it is 53rd flight PSLV program के अंडर जो हमने लॉन्च करी है. and this point is really important कि it was also the first dedicated mission for New Space India Limited. NSIL का ये सबसे पहला प्रोजेक्ट है, which is NSIL is a commercial arm of ISRO, which was set up in 2019 under Department of Space, and this is a government company only. But ये इसका पहला प्रोजेक्ट है, ये इसका पहला सैटेलाइट है, so this is important for us to remember, right? And apart from NSIL, you must have heard of Antrix as well. तो वो पहला हमारा commercial arm था ISRO का, and this is the second commercial arm of ISRO. Right, now moving on, let's read about the satellite itself. So Amazonia 1, I'll tell you इसको Amazonia क्यों बोलते हैं. But before that, it is an Earth observation satellite जो कि Earth को observe करेगी. Earth observation satellites होती हैं और दूसरी होती हैं communication satellites जो geostationary orbit पर होता है, which is around 36,000 kilometers above Earth. But this one is Earth observation satellites जो Earth को observe करेंगी. And the major aim, the major work of this satellite would be to observe and to monitor the Amazon forest. If you remember recently, वहाँ पर कुछ fires का भी कुछ हो गया, काफ़ी ज़्यादा वहाँ पर डिस्ट्रक्शन हुआ था फायर की वजह से. तो if we'll have such satellites which can monitor them, which can monitor things in advance, we can definitely have a better position at such things. So Amazon forest को ये monitor करेंगे और इसीलिए उसका नाम भी Amazonia 1 satellite है. I hope यहाँ तक it's clear to you. राइट ये मैंने आपको बता दिया सन सिंक्रोनस पोलर ऑर्बिट में ये होगी। आई ऑल्सो टोल्ड यू अबाउट जियो सिंक्रोनस ऑर्बिट जो कि 36,000 किलोमीटर अबव अर्थ होता है, राइट। अपार्ट फ्रॉम एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट देयर आर 19 टोटल सैटेलाइट्स, इसमें से सबसे मेजर जो है वो अमेजोनिया 1 है, दैट इज़ वाई इसका नाम भी हमने अमेजोनिया 1 ही रखा है बिकॉज दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट वन। बाकी 19 और बाकी 18 और अदर सैटेलाइट्स हैं, और अगर इंडिया की कुछ सैटेलाइट्स की बात करें 19 सैटेलाइट्स में से, तो देर आर 5 इंडियन सैटेलाइट्स जो कि हमने भी भेजी हैं, बट out of them 2 are really important. The first one is Satish Dhawan satellite, right, SDSat, which is developed by Space Kids India. This is a company जिसने ये satellite को launch किया है। ये एक नैनो सैटेलाइट है बेसिकली, विच विल बी स्टडिंग द रेडिएशन लेवल, स्पेस वेदर एंड विल बी डेमोन्स्ट्रेट लॉन्ग रेंज कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी। ऑल राइट, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस सिंधु नेत्र सैटेलाइट भी हमने भेजी है इसी के थ्रू, इसी मिशन के थ्रू, और इसका मेजर एम है कि जो भी सस्पिशियस मूवमेंट्स हैं हमारे हमारे मरीन एरिया में, हमारे मैरिटाइम बॉर्डर्स पे, इंडिया के मैरिटाइम बॉर्डर्स पे जो सस्पिशियस मूवमेंट्स हैं किसी शिप की या फिर किसी वेसल की, तो उसको हम डिटेक्ट कर पाएंगे। सो इट विल बी यूजफुल टू आइडेंटिफाई सस्पिशियस मूवमेंट ऑफ सी फारिंग वेसल्स क्लोज टू इंडियाज मैरिटाइम बॉर्डर। सो दैट्स द मेजर purpose of this. To summarize this topic, we've read about Amazonia 1 है क्या, we've read about PSL with C51 के थ्रू इसको लॉन्च किया गया है। we've also read about NSIL जो कि 2019 में सेटअप हुई थी अंडर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ स्पेस। ये गवर्नमेंट कंपनी है, दिस इज द सेकेंड वन आफ्टर एंट्रिक्स, ओके। एंड we've read कि 19 टोटल सैटेलाइट्स हमने भेजी हैं, जिसमें से 5 इंडियन हैं और ये 2 उनमें से भी ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है। ऑलराइट, moving on to the next one. Yeah, so up next we have Asia Economic Dialogue. About this topic, there are just 2 things you must remember, and I'll tell you what are those 2 things for exam perspective. The first one is it is organized by MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs, and Pune International Center. So this could be the first question which they might ask. So this is the first point you must remember. And apart from this, what exactly is the aim, is the objective of this dialogue? So ये जो आफ्टर पैंडमिक या पैंडमिक के जो इफेक्ट्स हैं ऑन द ट्रेड एंड द फाइनेंस इन द वर्ल्ड एंड स्पेसिफिकली इन द एशिया, तो ये उस पे फोकस ज़्यादा करने वाला है, एंड उसके इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए दे आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द स्ट्रैटेजीज टू डील विद द पैंडमिक इम्पैक्ट। सो दैट्स द मेजर एम ऑफ एशिया इकोनॉमिक डायलॉग। और इसका थीम, इस बारी का थीम वॉज पोस्ट कोविड-19 ग्लोब ट्रेड एंड फाइनेंस डायनामिक्स, एंड इट वॉज द 5th edition of this dialogue, which was held virtually, of course, for obvious reasons, right? So just these 2-3 things you can remember about this topic, nothing more than that. All right, next up we have Swachhata Sarthi Fellowship. Okay, so again 2-3 things I like to mention here जो कि इसमें important है for this topic. So this fellowship basically is to be provided to the students and the community workers and the self-help groups and जो भी sanitary workers होते हैं, जो basically हमारे waste management में और sanitation को better करने में help करते हैं in our country. So this fellowship and the award will be provided to them in order to recognize them so that they can be, you know, कुछ incentives उनको हम provide करें ताकि वो और ज़्यादा better तरीके से काम कर पाएं, and they can, of course, they can continue this work, they can continue helping the country to improve the sanitation. All right, so it's aimed to recognize the students, community, SHGs, all right, in tackling the enormous challenge जो कि waste management का इतना बड़ा challenge है हमारे country में. So it will be recognizing them. All right, यहाँ पर 3 categories हैं, 3 categories में award मिलेंगे। स्वच्छता साथी फेलोशिप में 3 categories में डिवाइड किया गया लोगों को टू गिव द अवार्ड्स। द फर्स्ट कैटेगरी जिसमें स्कूल स्टूडेंट्स विल बी अवार्डेड, राइट। द सेकंड कैटेगरी जिसमें कॉलेज स्टूडेंट, द यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट्स विल बी देयर। द थर्ड कैटेगरी उसमें जो भी बाकी जो बचे हुए हैं, बी द इंडिविजुअल, बी द SHGs और बी इट द सैनिटरी वर्कर्स, उन सबको अवार्ड किया जाएगा। whoever is helping maintaining, whoever is helping improving the sanitation and waste management. All right, so that's the entire agenda behind this. Okay, and this, of course, we've already discussed the the objective of this, that this initiative will encourage interested students and citizens to continuously engage in their attempts to reduce waste, ताकि वो वेस्ट को रिड्यूस कर पाए सिटीज़ में रूरल एरियाज में भी, और वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में हेल्प कर पाएँ. सो दैट वाज द मेजर aim of Swachhata Sarthi Fellowship. All right, so that was it. Moving on to the next one, we have the next topic we have is Maritime India Summit 2021, जिसका second edition अभी हुआ था. So let's see कि what exactly happened in summit and what exactly the summit is all about actually. So this summit is being organized by Ministry of, क्योंकि Maritime India Summit है तो of course Ministry of Ports or Shipping Waterways ही इसको organize करेंगे. Apart from this, FICCI will act as a industry partner. FICCI is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, which is it's an important body, so it is important for us to know about this. This might come in our exam. So it is a non-government trade association and advocacy group which is based in India only, and it was established in 1927 on the advice of Mahatma Gandhi, if you remember. So it was established by G.D. Birla and Purushottam Das, Purushottam Das Thakur Das. So you must be knowing about this. And if you talk about an international country, so it's Denmark is the partner country for this summit, right? इसका objective, which is always important, कि कोई भी अगर organization we are studying, we must know what is the objective behind it. So its objective is to visualize, कि एक road map हमें visualize करना है कि maritime sector को हम कैसे improve कर सकते हैं for the next decade, for the next 10 years. So they're going to prepare a road map so that so that the maritime sector could be improved, right? And apart from this, what are the initiatives which is launched at this summit? So the first one was ebook of maritime vision policy 2030, right? It's aimed to make the Indian maritime industry at par with the global benchmark. तो Indian maritime industry को हमें global level के equalize करना है. So that was this vision policy says. Then second one is mercantile marine domain awareness center, where there'll be an information system जो कि maritime safety या फिर कैसे other security operations के बारे में एक information system होगा. All right, so these were the two things which were launched during this summit. And to know about this summit, तो ये एक visualize करने वाला है road map, ताकि एक डेकेड में हम अपने ग्लोबल मैरिटाइम सेक्टर को ज़्यादा बेटर कर सकें, ग्लोबली कंपेरेटिव कर सकें. ऑलराइट, दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट इट. अप नेक्स्ट वी हैव अ रियली इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, अ रियली इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम. There are chances they might ask you such schemes and such programs in the exam, so make sure you pay a little attention here. Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, that is TEQIP. इसका third phase शुरू हो गया है. I'll also tell you about the first phase and the second phase. 2003 में ये हमने initially शुरू किया था, ठीक है. अब इसका third phase है, तो ये अभी फिर से न्यूज़ में है, और क्योंकि इतने टाइम से न्यूज़ में है, so this is important for our exam. So make sure that you read about this scheme and the other schemes as well, which are repeatedly in news. So make sure that you keep a check on them. So like I told you, it was launched in 2003. Okay, I mean the phase 1, the project itself was launched in 2002, but इसका phase 1 2003 में शुरू हुआ था, and it talks about education. Make sure they might, कई बारी इतने easy questions वो पूछ लेते हैं, they'll just give you the name of this कि TEQIP, what is this? They might they might give you an option, say it is related with education, it is related with environment, or MSME, or whatever they give you, right? So it was related with education. All right, okay. Phase 1 में it was initially implemented in 13 states. Phase 2 में थोड़े states और बढ़ाई, चीज़ें और बढ़ाई, but initially they started with 13 states, wherein they focused upon कि academic excellence का promotion हमने करना है, networking करनी है institutions की, और quality बढ़ानी है हमें अपनी चीज़ों की, right? In the education field, right? But what happened in the second phase, which started in 2010, they increased the width of this. They covered 23 states in the second phase, and they focused upon scaling up post-graduation education, establishing तो basically second stage में R&D research पे ज़्यादा फोकस किया. थर्ड फेज विच स्टार्टेड इन 2017 और 2021 में, मार्च 2021 में ये कंप्लीट भी हो जाएगा, इसीलिए न्यूज़ में भी था, राइट? और ये वैसे भी इंपॉर्टेंट होता है क्योंकि इसका थर्ड फेज जो हमने पूरा प्लान किया था वो ख़त्म होने वाला है 2021 मार्च, इसी मार्च में. सो it is important for us to read this. It focuses on improving the quality and equity in engineering institutions in 7 low-income, 8 northeastern, and 3 hilly states. So that is the major aim of this कि कुछ engineering institutions में equity को maintain करना है, improve करनी है quality in terms of course in the engineering institutions. And apart from this, it also has a provision कि NIT और IIT के जो students हैं, they'll be teaching in the remote areas, and they'll be paid for this according to the 7th pay commission. All right. तो अभी क्योंकि ये वाला scheme is going to end, there's another scheme our government is planning to replace TEQIP with. Okay, and that scheme or that project is MERITE, that is multidisciplinary education and research improvement in technical education. But it is just in a conceptual stage. Let's see what happens next. But abhi tak to yahi hai that this TEQIP is ending, and what TEQIP we have seen all the 3 phases, right? That was all about it. Up next we have again an important topic, ease of living index. ये कुछ indices हमारे लिए important होता है, especially for our prelims. So make sure that you make a list of indices and reports. तो at times they come handy, वो directly question आ जाते हैं और it takes you like 2 seconds to gain 2 marks, and that's really important for prelims. Okay. So recently, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs releases this index 2020. Okay. The very first question which they might ask you, who releases this? So Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs releases this, right? Now, parameters, I'll tell you, बहुत सारे स्कीम्स क्योंकि हमें पढ़नी होती हैं तो सबके पैरामीटर्स हमें नहीं याद करने होते, हमें नहीं पढ़ने होते. बट मेक श्योर कि अगर कोई न्यूज़ इफ़ इट इज़ रिपीटिंग, इफ़ इट इज़ इंपॉर्टेंट, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ईज़ ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस हो गया, ईज़ ऑफ लिविंग इंडेक्स हो गया, ये सब हो गया, तो ये इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, इतने रिपीट होते हैं और इतना न्यूज़ में रहते हैं दैट देयर पैरामीटर्स ऑल्सो becomes important for us to remember for our exam, right? So we will also be dealing with the parameters, and we'll try to remember the parameters as well of ease of living index. So the first one is quality of life, which holds 35%. So it basically indicates ki what kind of life we are the urban people living, especially if they have affordable housing services, clean water services, basic education, healthcare facilities, safety, security, and recreation avenues. That's how they assess the entire quality of life in the urban arenas, right? Next one is economic ability, which holds for 15%. It captures the economic well-being of the citizens, right? It basically sees and it basically assess कि जो disparities हैं या फिर parities हैं, what are the disparities or the parities present in the urban life of the urban area. Third one is sustainability, which accounts for 20% of the total. So there it sees कि green spaces, the availability of the green spaces, the green buildings in the towns, right? Which of course that's what we call sustainability. It is related to the sustainable environment, right? Then we have citizen perception survey, which is जो काफ़ी ज़्यादा percentage hold करता है, that is 30%, कि जो भी resident है वहाँ के उनका perception क्या है in terms of the quality of development, the quality of services they are getting. So they also assess on the basis of citizen perception, right? Now to make this index, they have basically bifurcated the cities into 2 parts. पहला इन्होंने किया था the million plus population जिन cities में, and second the less than million populated cities. Okay, million plus categories में Bangalore has topped, which is followed by Pune, Ahmedabad, Chennai, and Surat. Less than million categories में शिमला ने टॉप किया है, which was followed by Bhubaneswar, Silvassa, Kakinada, Salem, Vellore, Gandhinagar, Gurugram, etc. Right? तो एक दो ऊपर के बेस्ट परफॉर्मर्स आप याद रख सकते हो, बैंगलोर एंड शिमला, राइट? एंड ऑफ कोर्स वी नो दैट द बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस, दैट ऐसे कुछ जो इंडेक्सेस होते हैं, फिर ऐसे कुछ असेसमेंट्स होते हैं, दे हेल्प इन पॉलिसी मेकिंग, राइट? तो बेटर पॉलिसी हम बना पाएंगे if we have such data, if we have such assessments. Okay, to summarize this topic, we've read about ease of living index. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs releases this, right? कुछ जो parameters हैं, first parameter is quality of life, जो 30% hold करता है, उसका मतलब हमने समझा. We've also seen economic ability, जहाँ पर we see कि कितनी parity present है. Then sustainability, which is related to the environmental sustainability. Then they also assess citizen perception survey, which holds 30%, which is a big big proportion. Okay, और फिर हमने ये भी देखा कि 2 कैटेगरीज में सिटीज को डिवाइड किया है, एंड वी हैव ऑल्सो सीन दैट जो बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग टॉप परफॉर्मर्स सिटीज हैं, राइट? That was all about this topic. Up next, we have exercise desert flag, and this is the last topic of our week. So recently, Indian Air Force ने अभी ये participate किया है exercise desert flag में. There are 2-3 things again I'd like to tell you here, which is exam जो relevant है. Why this is important for us this time? क्योंकि India will participate for the first time in this IAF, जो Indian Air Force है, हम लोग पहली बार इसमें participate करने वाले हैं. That is why it becomes all the more important for our exam. Knowing about this exercise itself, so this exercise is an annual multinational large force employment warfare exercise, जो कि UAE में होती है, right? And what are the participating countries? So there are 10 countries जिसमें India of course है. India ने हम लोग पहली बार वहाँ पर participate करने वाले हैं, इसलिए ये ज़्यादा important है for our exam, right? Apart from that, UAE, USA, France, Saudi, South Korea, Bahrain will also be participating in this country. And like I told you initially only, that this is the first time India will participate in this exercise. So अगर ये वाली जो exercise आती हैं, definitely you need to go through the exercise, but apart from this, make sure that you open your map and you go through the location of these cities. Like for example, UAE वाला जो portion है, जो central वाले जो countries हैं, वो हमेशा UPSC के favorite रहते हैं. So make sure you open atlas and you see the location of these countries. Like for example, UAE की border countries क्या हैं? Like UAE is bordered by Saudi Arabia to the west and Oman to the east, है ना? So this is important for us to just go through the atlas once in a day at least, right? So atlas तो हमारी वैसे ही prepare हो जाएगी. All right, so that was all for the week. I hope it was informative. Thank you so much.